Warning, the following video will make you rank up extremely fast. If you are not ready for some sick f***ing champ rewards, don't watch this.
Another season, another soft reset. But you know what? A soft reset won't stop you from ranking up anymore because you made it to the right video. And now that you're here, I'm gonna teach you the exact steps you need to rank up in season 2. The tips in this video apply to every single rank, so make sure to pay attention. And I'm gonna break this video up into 5 steps, so make sure you watch all the way through because you do need all 5 in order to rank up as fast as you can. Also, I finally was able to get my own creator code from Epic, so if you want to support me and you enjoy these videos, please make sure to use my code Mr-Napkin whenever you buy something in the item shop. Alright, I'm not gonna waste your time anymore. Let's get into step 1. So if you've been subscribed here for a while, you know that I talk a lot about blaming yourself. And what this means is blaming yourself for every goal you get scored on. But the reason I talk a lot about this is because it is very, very effective at helping you get better fast. But it also happens to be the hardest tip for people to fully understand. Because everyone loves to blame their teammates and never want to take responsibility for their own mistakes. You know, just typical Rocket League bullshit. But look, take your ego, burn it in a fire, and just accept that every goal scored against you is your fault. And there's probably something you could have done to avoid that from happening. And to prove it, I'm going to show you an example of doing this at every skill level. Alright, so here we are in Gold 2, and I'm going to show you what it actually looks like to blame yourself. Let's watch what happens here. Alright, so he loses control of the dribble. Kind of messes up right there. Elixir misses the save and they get scored on. So right here, it's very easy for this guy to blame Elixir for missing that save. I'm pretty sure this guy, he probably spammed what a save right here.
Why would you do that?
I don't doubt it. But it's actually this guy's fault. So first of all, he messed up the dribble right here, which that already started an attack. But his main mistake was not taking possession right here. If he would have turned into the ball, he would have had full boost, he would have got a touch on the ball, and he probably would have kept possession. But instead, he doesn't do that, and he puts Elixir in a bad spot. Elixir misses the save, and they get scored on. Alright, now let's take a look at some of the mid ranks. So this right here is Diamond 2, and I don't know what's going on there, but let's watch what happens. Alright, he gets bumped. His teammate goes for a very risky challenge, and they get scored on. So right here, I just know this guy's pissed at his teammate for challenging. And yeah, it was a pretty bad challenge. But look, even in this scenario, this guy should still be blaming himself. So if we go back in the play here, you can see he does try to go back right away, but he gets bumped. But his recovery after that bump is pretty bad. He kind of loses speed, he doesn't do the right maneuvers, and he's not back in time to save this. So this player should be blaming himself because the recovery after this bump was bad, and if he would have had better recovery, he actually would have been back in time to save this, or at least interrupt it. Alright, so now we're at Grand Champ level, and this is actually one of my own replays, and I'm going to show you why it's my fault. So right here, I missed that touch. And then my teammate misses the 50 and we get scored on. It's like I could just blame Sash or Sosh. But yeah, I could blame him for missing that 50 and missing that save. But the point here is to blame yourself. So I'm not blaming Sosh. Instead, I'm blaming myself for missing this touch because I definitely should have touched this. And if I would have touched it, I would have cleared it and stopped this from happening. Okay, so now that you have the mindset down and you know how to blame yourself, it's time to stop getting scored on, or at least not as much. And these next 3 steps all focus on helping you to not get scored on, which is the most important part of this video, so make sure you watch at least these next 3 steps. So step 1 is increasing your speed around the map. Most players under Diamond are very unfamiliar with going fast, and this leads to a lot of goals getting scored on you because you simply can't get back in time. So what I'm about to show you is the best drill to increase your speed that I know of. Okay, so there's 3 variations to this: beginner, intermediate, and advanced. For beginners, go into free play and hold down boost the entire time, like literally the entire time. Don't let it go for any reason. And all you're doing is driving around full speed and tap the ball around the field. And remember to make big wide turns in order to keep hitting the ball. I made a video explaining this more, so I'll leave a link in the description if you want to watch that. For the intermediate variation, you're still gonna hold boost, but now you alternate between a simple tap and a flip into the ball. So full speed, tap the ball, then flip into the ball, then tap the ball, then flip, and so on. For the advanced variation, go full speed and focus on hitting powerful side swipes. What this means is side flipping into the ball as you're turning to give it more speed. To do this, the ball needs to be bouncing, so if it's rolling, give it a small tap to make it bounce again and then go for a side swipe. You should also pre-jump for bounces that you normally wouldn't pre-jump for, and go for every shot without hesitating to keep your speed up. And keep in mind, this drill is going to feel very weird for a lot of players because you're probably not used to going this fast. But if it feels weird, that just means you need to do this more. And I would suggest doing this in between every game because you will start to fall back into your old slow gameplay if you don't do this enough. So the more you do this, the more you get comfortable playing like this in actual games. Okay, so now that you're comfortable playing faster, it's time to keep that speed up even when you make mistakes. Because everybody makes mistakes. Everybody has those days. Everybody knows what I'm talking about. Everybody gets that way. Nobody's perfect. Look, what I'm trying to say is recovery is all about minimizing your mistakes. And there's no way you're going to completely eliminate mistakes, but you can turn a big mistake into a small mistake if you have good recovery. For example, if you whiff a shot but have good recovery, you can be back on defense in a few seconds to save the ball. But if you have bad recovery, you'll be flopping around completely useless and probably get scored on. So it's important to always work on your recovery. And here's how to do it. Once again, I broke this up into beginner, intermediate, and advanced. For beginners, it's mainly about increasing your speed. If you see an attack forming, you need to go back as fast as you can. That means using your boost and flips to go fast and get back on defense. It does not mean slowly driving back without using boost or flips. You need to go back as fast as you can. For intermediates, you gotta work on using your boost and holding power slide. So instead of floating in the air after a whiff or bump waiting to land again, use your boost in the air to land on a surface faster. That way you can drive back on defense. You also need to get comfortable holding power slide so you keep your speed during awkward flips or weird landings. For advanced players, you need to work on being smooth and using quick turns. It's one thing to land on all four wheels, but it's completely different when you can do this smoothly. Here, look at this. Doesn't look that smooth, right? Now look at this. Much smoother. You also need to learn quick turns, which you can do by tapping your power slide button to make a quick tight turn without losing any speed. This is very useful to make quick turns and get back on defense faster. This is actually the rarest item in Rocket League. Some say it's the white hat, but no. It's actually defense. Honestly, there's so much to say about defense, but to make it simple, watch this if you're a beginner, watch this if you're intermediate, and watch this if you're advanced. These are some of the most useful videos I've seen on defense, and each one is different depending on your skill level, so make sure to choose the right one. I'll leave links to these videos down in the description. And the last step to ranking up is actually about your offense this time. Cherry picking means scoring easy opportunities that are mostly made by other players. The idea of this is to spend most of your time in the midfield waiting for easy opportunities to score rather than attacking and trying to make your own opportunities. You see, you gotta remember, most Rocket League players are ball chasers. And to play with ball chasers, you need to let them ball chase. And then you can cherry pick from their bad gameplay. Now, this doesn't mean waiting midfield for a pass and then getting mad when they never pass it to you. It also doesn't mean standing still in the midfield waiting for an opportunity. To do this correctly, you need to maintain your speed around the midfield by doing circles or figure eights while picking up small boost pads. That way you keep your momentum and can quickly attack and cherry pick a goal or rush back to defend. It's also important to know that cherry picked goals usually don't come from passes, but rather a rebound from your teammate's failed attempt to score. The reason this is so effective while trying to rank up is that it works well with almost every type of teammate, even ball chasers, and it always puts you in a position to easily go back and defend if necessary. And honestly, that's about it. 5 steps, that's all you need. You don't have to overcomplicate it. You don't have to learn flip resets. All you need is to follow these 5 steps, practice them, and actually spend a good amount of time doing them, and that's it. You'll rank up. You know what? Here, let me simplify it even more.
Rocket League, but I still play every day. I suck booty at Rocket League, but I still play every day.